I've always been interested in writing, definitely ever since, probably even since the third grade, I think. But my interest was peaked more in high school, and then as an undergraduate, um, I work in different genres. I work in fiction, short stories, novels, and I also work in the genre of poetry. And that's something that I've been very fortunate and happy at the MFA program at Hofstra, because they've allowed me to take craft courses and even midway through change my thesis from from fiction to poetry. I was presented with the opportunity by the MFA department to work as a teaching fellow with Dr. Julia Marcus, who's also teaches creative writing courses, and she's an author herself. And it was very gratifying for me. Essentially, I guess the MFA program allows certain students, or selected students, to become teaching fellows. So while you're a student in the MFA program, you're also simultaneously helping undergraduate students in a genre course, either of fiction or poetry. And it's wonderful to see. I saw myself maybe a decade or so ago, and how these students are, and helping them out, and also sharpening your craft at the same time. And I think the most beneficial thing came also something to put on my resume, which is always a pragmatic and realistic thing. At the same time, it gives me that hands-on experience to move up in academia and hopefully teach, while I write, and support myself. So it was wonderful, and we had some great, actually very honest, enlightening discussions about literature. And I think they always say that when you have to teach something, it really sees how much you know about it. Well, my senior thesis, I guess I would call it a culmination project. I actually started out in fiction, and as I mentioned, I have a novel that I've been working on, but I had a lot of energy and a lot of desire to also work in poetry. So my thesis advisor is Phyllis Levin. She's a full-time resident poet here. She's a wonderful poet, a wonderful teacher as well. My project is in poetry. It's a collection of poetry. It's initially titled The Bronx River Anthology. For those who may be familiar with Edgar Lee Masters, American poet, he wrote the Spoon River Anthology. So essentially it's based on that type of model, with monologues and dramatic monologues of people who've passed away and also present in the Bronx. I would hope also to, upon graduation, get it to the right people in the right hands and get my work published. After Hofstra MFA, I hope to remain affiliated with Hofstra, helping out, teaching, or working in the Writing Center one way or the other, and also putting out my resumes, sending out my manuscripts, getting published, and also looking for a teaching position. I would say, and this is coming from a person who is going to complete his second MFA, and I would say that an MFA is definitely essential, especially in this country. It's very difficult if you're just floating around and grinding day to day without the support, the backbone, and contacts and networks of a professional MFA program. And that's one of the reasons that I think that, regardless of age, because there's a great gamut of spectrum from 20-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 22-year-olds right out of college to 50, 60-year-olds, etc. It doesn't matter. The sky's the limit. The classes are at night, so it's for professionals, and also many people have families and children. I think it's fundamental in MFA because it gives you legitimacy, it gives you a feeling of confidence and self-esteem. It gives you a platform, and it gives you time and funds to seriously consider yourself as an artist. There's a tremendous network of resources at Hofstra, which is wonderful. The wonderful thing is that you have people in a workshop, 14, 12, 18 people, reading your work meticulously, scrupulously, taking the time out to edit it and really care. And that's not something that you're not going to get such a keen, sharp eye. It would be very difficult too if you weren't in an MFA program. An MFA program for me is almost like an aspiring lawyer going to law school, or an aspiring surgeon going to medical school. It's a way to legitimize your profession, and give yourself the best opportunity to, one, get published, and two, make a living off what your passion is.